Many superstars have gone through body transformations over the years. Many stay in the gym and gain impeccable physiques, while some lose motivation and get out of shape. Today we're looking at wrestlers who've gone through massive body transformations. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. When Bray Wyatt was in WWE, we saw a physical transformation when he returned at SummerSlam 2019, coming back as The Fiend. Gone was the overweight cult leader and came the muscular Fiend. From being Husky Harris to a Hawaiian shirt-wearing cult leader to The Fiend, Wyatt has shown tremendous range as a performer. Since his release, many are looking forward to see where Wyatt signs and how he'll look. After Rusev was released, he started posting a lot on his Twitch and YouTube channel. During those streams, he looked more toned. Even in pictures he posted on Instagram, he looked shredded. He has since joined AEW and is TNT champion. Chris Jericho has evidently been enjoying a little bit of the bubbly in this chapter of his career. Even if you compare him to the 2016 Chris Jericho, you can see that he has put on weight. While age was bound to do this, Jericho is easily one of the greatest to ever step inside the ring regardless of company. His work in the 90s with ECW and WCW was revolutionary. He became an unlikely superstar in WWE and has also won over all his critics with his work in New Japan and now AEW. The inaugural AEW champion is one of the best examples of how people can have a long career in this industry, with his 30-year career having had no effect on his popularity. He isn't a vintage attraction like most of his contemporaries have become, but he is a regular member of an active roster and having great feuds. Jon Moxley, formerly known as Dean Ambrose in WWE, had a remarkable body transformation. This started with his return from injury in 2018 when he came back looking like a beefed up version of himself. Moxley has had a lot of success in AEW, but he seems to have lost some muscle mass. Dustin Runnels made his wrestling debut in 1988 for Championship Wrestling from Florida, but is arguably putting in the best work of his career in AEW. Over the last few years, Runnels has gotten a second wind, primarily thanks to DDP Yoga. He had lost a ton of weight during his time with WWE, but now that he's being used regularly at AEW, fans can tell he has undergone a transformation. The new combo of a red and black bodysuit and face paint does nothing to distract from the fact that Runnels is leaner and quicker. His transformation isn't that external per se, but his fitness levels are through the roof. Brian Cage was well known due to his time in Impact. He is now with AEW, and he looks like an absolute beast. But before he looked like this, he was much smaller about 10 years ago. He was still in good shape, but now he looks nothing like how he did before. Dax Hardwood of FTR earlier this year posted a pic of his physique comparing how he looked when he first debuted with the company to now. I've always struggled with my weight. At one time I was bulimic. My highest weight was 282, which on a 5'10" frame is not very attractive nor healthy. I've tried every diet, but they rarely worked, because I'm so afraid of food. I was scared of going backwards. With the help of my friend, he's put me on a healthier path and continues to guide me along even when I question him. More than a coach, he's a great human. If you have dietary or workout needs, this is the guy for you. Thank you, Fairlin, for all your help. Now all you internet fans can go back to talking about my dad bod and loose skin. Before Christian returned to WWE at the 2021 Royal Rumble, the Nutrition Solution Instagram posted a before and after pic of the current AEW star. Everyone loves a success story, but what's far compelling and relatable is a story about someone who got to a dark place, decided enough was enough, drew a line in the sand, and then fought their way out of the darkness, back into the light. That's what Jay Rizzo aka Christian did after going through a character building year, where he eventually found himself somewhere in a place that he refused to stay. Being a pro athlete his entire life, he was well known for his work ethic and competitiveness, Jay committed not just to getting himself back in shape, but getting himself in the best shape of his life at 47. As you can see, in just 5 months' time, he's made some remarkable progress. Thank you, Jay, for doing the work, kicking butt, and giving us opportunity to serve you. Congrats on your hard work, results, and through your example, giving others hope by proving that it's never too late to make a comeback. Mark Henry admitted to Booker T earlier this year that he wants to have another match. There's a lot of kids that didn't get to see me wrestle, and only saw me on YouTube. It's been enough time that has passed. He also revealed that he has lost a lot of weight. Listen, I'm going to go out there in really good shape. I'm already 80 pounds lighter than I was when I had my last match. I'm going to be in really good shape. It's going to take a good man to beat me, but it might not take him long. Henry also posted on Twitter that he still wants to lose another 20 pounds. The Big Show has long lived up to his name purely based on size. Not just the fact that he's 7 feet tall, but also because he was one of the heaviest wrestlers in WWE. His weight was such an issue that he was often demoted to the developmental territories and eventually released for not staying in shape. Now, towards the latter part of his in-ring career, he has radically turned himself into a much more fit wrestler. Now in AEW, Paul White has kept himself in that shape and has looked great. Jake Roberts is one of the most memorable figures in wrestling. His legendary rivalry with Randy Savage can never be forgotten, and he was the man to put over Steve Austin for his watershed '96 King of the Ring victory. His drug addiction caused him to lose much more than he would have expected. In 2012, Roberts moved into DDP's house to get better. He has since gone to AEW and continues to look great. Doc Gallows is now on a journey away from WWE. Gallows and Anderson were a part of the Balor Club, and if there's one thing Finn Balor is known for besides his in-ring skill and being the Demon King, is his physique. Anderson was soon to join the fitness journey when he was a part of Balor Club in WWE and went through a body transformation. Through all this, Gallows had been the odd one out. His physique, while quite burly and intimidating, was not exactly fit. Though during the middle of the pandemic, Gallows had been working out, and it's safe to say he's been doing so successfully. Ahead of his debut in Impact, Anderson shared a picture of his good brother, where Gallows looked shredded. Braun Strowman was constantly compared to other great big men in WWE due to his size. When he first debuted, he was a bit on the fat side, which visibly hampered his pace and athleticism. We have seen Strowman change over time. Braun evidently has reached his goal in fitness since his release, recently putting on a picture for Instagram where he looked absolutely shredded. He may look different in the upcoming weeks as he gets ready to return to pro wrestling. Big Cass made waves on social media a few years ago after a picture of him was leaked, where the man did not look like the monster he was in WWE, looking heavily out of shape. Though Cass has gotten himself back on the right track, now going by William Morrissey in Impact, he looks like a beast. The great Khali is remembered for his feuds with Batista, The Undertaker, and Triple H. Though despite his physique, he has never really been the most physically fit, and that became obvious when he could hardly move around the ring. Now Khali has gone through an enormous body transformation, having a toned body as he appears to be in good health. In WWE, Adam Rose was known for leading the Rosebuds. He looked lean and did not look massive like some of the other stars. He did not really get that far in WWE during his time with the company and was released. Later on, Rose would look absolutely jacked in a picture from 2019, looking twice as big as he did before. Kevin Nash announced retirement in 2020, and after that he got a knee replacement and posted a picture where he showed his transformation. The reason I retired was I was deformed and basically crippled. This knee replacement and 2 years of rehab and training has been brutal. To just get my hips to realign was incredibly painful. To the haters, f*** off. To those who have championed my recovery, I send my thanks and love. Razor Ramon oozed machismo and looked like $1,000,000. His run with WWE was successful, as his rivalry with Shawn Michaels over the Intercontinental title garnered headlines. He introduced the ladder match to WWE and single-handedly turned the business on its head when he jumped to WCW with Kevin Nash. Through all this and his return to WWE in 2002, Hall continued to look like he was in good shape, though after his release all his troubles seemed to catch up with him. All of his personal issues clearly took a toll on how he looked. Hall had to combat drug addictions, heart problems, seizures, pneumonia, PTSD, and more. The man that was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame was a man on the mend because of DDP yoga, but only after his body hit rock bottom. The Undertaker has gone through a dramatic body transformation. The man has looked like a Herculean figure, but also an overweight biker. From that, he somehow managed to cut down on his size. Taker's body transformation has happened purely because of his age. He looks good for someone his age, but obviously he doesn't look like the mythical Taker we all remember. The rated R superstar spent time away from WWE, acting and working on podcasts. At the 2020 Royal Rumble, however, everything changed. Edge suddenly made his surprise return to WWE, and not only had he not missed a beat with his in-ring work, he was in the best shape of his life. While he is away from the ring again after Rollins took him out with a curb stomp, it will be an exciting moment to see him return. Jinder Mahal rose from obscurity and suddenly became WWE Champion. Mahal was not your traditional wrestler, as he was far leaner in the 2010s. Upon his return in 2016, he came back as a jacked monster, as his gym dedication probably sent WWE management a good sign about his work ethic. Over the last few years, Cena has managed to turn a lot of his critics into fans by putting on some fantastic matches and losing far more than he's been winning. He has lost a lot of muscle definition. Cena has been questioned about his change in physique, to which he responded that he changed up his workout routine to deal with life away from the ring as he gets deeper in the world of Hollywood. Rey Mysterio looked incredible returning at the 2018 Royal Rumble. One wrestler that broke the cruiserweight barrier to become a heavyweight champion, Mysterio started to look sloppy in 2014. He wasn't at the top of the crowd, was losing fan support, and had started wearing a shirt while wrestling. His figure wasn't becoming the man that looked sleek all his career. That is history now, as Mysterio looks like he has been in good shape, as he continues to come out with his son Dominic during his matches. There was a time where it looked like Priest would never make it to WWE. As he revealed during an interview, he was overweight, and then he lost over 100 pounds. I went deeper down this hole of to hell with the world, I'm right, everyone else is wrong, so I'm gonna continue. Actually, I wasn't even continuing, I got worse. I decided to put in less work and get lazier because for whatever reason, I thought that was the right decision and that would help me. Sometimes I think back and I'm grateful for where I am today, but I wonder, how did this happen? Because I should not be here with who I was. With who I was, I should be somewhere else, not enjoying life. Pete Dunne is well known for his time in NXT UK, where he held the UK title for 685 days. He is now in NXT and has been hinting at potentially leaving the company. Dunne posted a pic on his Instagram where he showed off the massive difference in his physique from 2020 to this year. Tamina is noticeably slimmer than she was 2 years ago. She is one of the few proper veterans WWE has in the women's division, approaching 10 years with the company. While a lot of her goodwill within the company has been associated with her father's name, she has proven to be an adequate member of the roster. Tozawa has been getting screen time in his quest to get the 24/7 title back. Before he was a WWE star, he was overweight in 2008. He was able to change his lifestyle, which led to a better physique. Brock Lesnar returned at SummerSlam after Roman Reigns defeated John Cena. Lesnar came back with a new ponytail and was looking ripped. Lesnar will be challenging Reigns for the Universal title at Crown Jewel, so it'll be interesting to see if Paul Heyman will turn on the Tribal Chief to get back with the Beast. Roman Reigns is the top star in WWE right now. As the pandemic set in, he put his newly born sons and family first and decided to stay away from the company. This meant he had to give up his place at WrestleMania, where he was set to face Goldberg in 2020. Reigns spent that time getting in better shape, returning at SummerSlam last year, and now doing the best work of his career. Drew McIntyre is one of the prime examples used for recent body transformations in wrestling and how it helped him not only re-sign with WWE but also fulfill his chosen one status by dethroning Brock Lesnar in the main event of WrestleMania 36 to become champion. McIntyre has continuously worked on his body, even since 2017, making him look more chiseled now than on his NXT debut a few years ago. McIntyre was in WWE from 2007 to 2014 but wasn't able to make an impact despite a strong initial push. A 3-year stint on the Indies helped McIntyre get in shape and hone his in-ring skills to a point that he was a burgeoning superstar when he joined NXT in 2017. A stint as NXT champion led to a rushed call-up for McIntyre. He floundered for a year, but was always a top-tier talent. A massive surge in popularity in 2019 led to a push, which culminated in his WWE title reign. And this was a list of WWE superstars and their body transformations. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.